Okay, let's continue. In this portion, we're going to define the stock. That's basically the piece of wood that we're going to start with. And you define the stock under the machining section. And here you see all the properties. So let's start out. We're just going to call this wood. And we'll set the stock offsets. This is in relation to the X and Y axis. And you see I put in -9. That's not right. I'll fix that in a minute. And the stock surface, I start at -1, which means it's 1 inch below the 0 on the Z on my CNC machine. That's just how I operate and my machine is set up. So the out file is where the G code, which is the program that the CNC machine will use to cut the body and the routes. Next thing we're going to do is set the machining origin, which tells the machine where to start. X is 0, Y is 0. For those that don't know, NaN stands for not a number. The post processor tells CAMBAM what kind of code to generate. I use Mach 3 to drive my CNC machine, and Cut Viewer is a simulation software that you can see the cuts before you actually run it on the machine. Here we're just setting up some of the default tools, a 1/2 inch end mill. This will be changed later for different parts and routes that get cut. And as always, save as you go along. Now let's define the stock size, which I forgot to do earlier. So we're going to make it 14 inches wide along the x-axis. Now you see I had put the -9, really wanted -7 there. We'll change that here in a second. And for the width, we make that, or the height, 18, and the depth 1.75, standard Tele depth. And let's change this to -7. And we save again. And now, if we orient right, you can see the stock is defined with the orange outline. But it's not at -1. This is something with CAMBAM. I don't know why, but it seems to default to a 1/2 of the stock depth. So just have to go back in and change it, -1. And there we are. Save again. And here, if you see where I went and said view XY plane, so you can view from different angles using the shortcut there in the menu, and then zoom to fit. Now, here's this little line up here. I thought this was the center line when I copied it originally from the outline, but it's not, obviously, here. So we're going to delete that. And we'll create a real center line. So if we go up into Draw, there we are, and do Polyline, start the first point, next point, and then to stop drawing you hit the Enter key, and then you could draw another line, or hit Escape to stop drawing completely, and we'll save. And there we have our center line. Okay, that's the end of part 2. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something informative. Thanks.